Our post parade for the Vosburgh, and Chelsea Kenny starts us off with the #1 horse, Gulch.
Well, there's Gulch. He's dropping back to 7/8 now after back-to-back mile and an eighth races. He was good at those, but here is where he excels. His race in the Carter this spring was superior, and he's the proven veteran they have to catch.
Dominant rider Angel Cordero, New York, is on his back. We'll take a look at the other part of the D. Wayne Lucas entry. This is 1A, the colt High Bright.
Well, he's a very tough, honest, consistent fellow who's barely been off the board all year, while winning 6 out of 13 starts, including the Rosebend handicap, and he'll be pretty close to the pace.
And the rider, the veteran, the all-time leading money earner of this sport, Lafitte Pinkai Jr., the entry now at 3-5. The #2 horse in our short but stellar field is Mining.
He is more than stellar. He is flawless. He's won all 5 lifetime starts easily and impressively. But today he gets the acid test. He's picking up considerable weight and meeting sterner company. If he's successful, he destroys the fact that no horse with only 5 starts has ever won the Vosburgh. But given the Phipps-McGahee power, Chris, that may be no problem.
Boy, they have been the hot team here at Belmont. Randy Romero is the rider, and they are the second choice right now at 9-5. The #3 horse, and rounding out our field, as we did have a scratch, it's King's Swan, #3, the veteran.
Well, no matter where he finishes, Chris, you've got to love this horse. He's the patented Cinderella story. A reform claimer. He's now 8 years old and as good as ever. 82 lifetime starts, 27 victories. He won the Vosburgh, in fact, 2 years ago. Notice those rundowns. Look how heavily padded his heels are.
Well, Claremont was supposed to be our 4 horse today. He's scratched, but listen to this. Despite having just the 4 horses in the field, we have the Vosburgh horses that have run 154 times, won 56 races. And the one Chelsea was just talking about, King Swan, well, he accounts for 82 of those starts, 27 of those victories.
Horses in the country. At age 3, he beat older horses in the Metropolitan Handicap and took part in all 3 Triple Crown events. This year, at 4, Gulch moved into the D. Wayne Lucas barn, and the success continued. Again, he won the Met Mile, surviving a long stretch battle with Canadian champion of Fleet. But after unsuccessfully trying the best older horses in training in the Whitney and the Island, there's a new goal for Gulch, the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
He's always been a great sprinter. He's such a good horse that we've tried to stretch him out to a mile and an eighth, and he's run very well. He's never been out of the money in any of his races this year, but if you have to get down to what he does best, he sprints best. He was a winner of the Carter and the Metropolitan at 7/8 and a flat mile in the spring. We then tried him in a few mile and an eighth races, and he ran well to some top horses, the best in the country. Now we're back to concentrating towards the Breeders' Cup Sprint. We're going to use the Vosburgh, which is a great race in itself, as a tune-up for that.
It's a real rarity in racing to have an undefeated stakes winner in your barn, but the talent-rich Phipps stable has 2. Along with the better-known Personal Ensign, there's Mining, a Mr. Prospector colt who has started only 5 times in his career. Here he's winning an allowance race by open lengths in the sensational time of 1 minute 21 4/5 seconds for 7 furlongs. If Mining improves off this race, look out. Trainer Shug McGahee tells the story of Mining.
When I first saw him as a 2-year-old, of course, he was by Mr. Prospector out of a decent mare. You had to like him, and he was a big, kind of strong-looking horse, but he didn't act like he could outrun anybody. And I watched him breeze in Ocala one morning, and he breezed with another team of 3, and he was the 3rd best he was way back. And so then we kind of went to waking him up a little bit and hit him with a stick a time or 2 just to get his mind on what he was doing. He really progressed well, but he had a lot of problems as a 2-year-old. He bucked his shins, and we never got into the races till late in November. But, you know, he trained around here like a pretty decent horse, and I didn't have any idea how he'd run, but he won, you know, pretty handily. And he won his next 3 starts after that and won a stake here in January and ran 3/4 mile and 9 and change on the inner track, which is pretty fast.
Now King Swan just keeps on going, still competing with the best sprinters in the country at the ripe old age of 8. He took on Gulch and Precisionist in the Tom Fool at Belmont Park in July, and he showed those classy colts that he hasn't lost a step. Trainer Richard Dutrow has done a great job with King Swan. He always seems to fire his best.
So it's going to be High Bright, the #1A horse there on your screen now, who will probably jump out. I think this is the rabbit part of the entry, setting it up for Gulch. 1-2 on the Gulch High Bright combination. Mining is 8-5. And there they go. On the outside, King Swan. Now there goes High Bright. High Bright, as expected, takes the lead, and Mining quickly into the second spot to challenge. Gulch is right there, and on the outside, King Swan. Fast up front early as High Bright has the lead by only, a half length, and Mining along the inside is pressing the pace. King Swan on the outside races third, and Gulch is last in the field of four, but only 3.5 lengths off the lead. Now Mining charges through along the inside, grabs the lead. On the outside, High Bright back into second position. 2 lengths farther back. On the outside, King Swan is third, and at the rail, Gulch with Cordero is fourth. Midway on the turn. On the inside, Mining with Randy Romero. The undefeated colt leads at 3 parts of a length. High Bright on the outside second. Stablemate Gulch along the rail is right there third, saving ground. Cordero looking for his 6th Vosburgh victory. And King Swan, the old 8-year-old, swings to the outside. Now turning for home. Gulch along the inside. Mining on the outside. Those two matching strides through the muddy strip. Coming into the final furlong. Mining on the outside has the lead. Digging in and holding on. Gulch along the inside is not able to cut into the margin. And down the stretch they come. Mining with Randy Romero aboard is going to keep his win streak intact. 6 for 6 as Mining takes the Vosburgh by 2.25 lengths. Gulch was second, stablemate High Bright third, King Swan was fourth. Final time, 1 minute 22 2/5 seconds. Chris?
Charles, it was a battle of Mr. Prospectors down the stretch. People have wondered about Mining. He was the only one with no off-track experience on his short form.
Well, it gets a mud mark now because that was a stellar performance. A good effort by Gulch. Those two Mr. Prospectors loomed up together at the head of the stretch. But the young upstart ruled out the old veteran, and Mining keeps his record intact.
Undefeated in 5 career starts, now make it 6. Mining, the unofficial winner of the Grade 1 Vosburgh here at Belmont Park. We'll be back to take a closer look at this race and at a perfect racehorse when we come back. Let's take a look at the unofficial results now of the Vosburgh. Mining 122 and 2, Gulch running second, High Bright running third. So the Lucas entry is second and third, and the Phipps team wins it. And let's go take another look at how Randy Romero did it on the undefeated Mining. Dave?
As they move to the top of the stretch, Mining with the cherry cap in front, High Bright on the outside, who had tried to steal away to an early lead, was second at this point. Gulch at the rail, the other half of the entry, was third, and the old-timer King Swan was fourth on the outside, ready to swing to the middle of the track. And as we pick up the action, we just see a habit of winning by Mining, the Mr. Prospector colt, with Randy Romero getting into him right-handed. But Gulch, who had a trouble-free journey and no excuse on the inside there, saved ground but simply was beaten by a better horse today at equal weights. Mining notches his 6th victory, trained by Shug McGahee, just drawing off here as the second choice. He's got to be the choice for the Breeders' Cup Sprint now, as Mining takes it from Gulch this afternoon. Remember that the sprint is at 6 furlongs in the Breeders' Cup this afternoon. Mining put on quite a show at 7 furlongs. Chris?
All right, thank you, Dave. And what a performance by Mining. Perfect 6 for 6. Shug McGahee is making his way up, or trying to find his way up to the platform right now.
He'll come around, so we didn't get to run him till late in his 3-year-old year, and then he won his first 4 starts, and then unfortunately came back with a chip in his ankle after his 4th start. We stopped him and operated on it, took it out. We just took our time getting him back ready to run again, and really didn't breeze him until we got to Saratoga in August, and he's just done everything we've asked.
Well, personal ensign, personal flag, on and on it goes here, seeking the goal. And now Mining jumps up there. Looks to be maybe one of the top ones for the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Is that your next plan?
Well, if we come back okay, that's sure where we want to go. We'd have to think now that we've beaten Gulch at equal weights that we'd probably be the favorite. So we're sure hoping that we get that far.
And the undefeated filly, personal ensign, going for her 12th win.
She runs on Sunday here in the Beldame, and then hopefully we'll get that done. We'll take her to the Breeders' Cup Distaff.
The hottest trainer in New York right now, Shug McGahee, the winning trainer with Mining.